Sir, good afternoon.
We can say for this year that 2017 is amongst the three top warmest years. The sea level rise is one of the key evidence of the global warming because actually 70% of the heat, additional heat, is absorbed by the ocean, which leads to an increased heat content in the ocean, and therefore an expansion, which we call thermal expansion of the ocean, and therefore the rising of the sea level.
The figures for this year, although it's maybe unlikely given this.
The Arctic sea ice and Antarctica sea ice also have continued to decline.
Selected highlights of the statement today that
In September, this index was the greatest ever recorded in the history of measurement of tropical cyclone activity.
for the period from January to September.
We had three category 4 to 5 hurricanes succeeding in about 1 month. For example, Hurricane Irma lasted 36 hours in an extreme intensity, which is also the record.
Than the average.
Extreme event affects the food security of millions of people, especially the most vulnerable. According to Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, in developing countries, agriculture accounted for 26% of all the damage and loss associated with storms, floods, and drought.
It says that it was estimated in that period.
According also to the World Health Organization, recent research shows that the overall risk of heat-related illness or death has climbed steadily since 1980, with around 30% of the world's population now living in climatic conditions that deliver prolonged extreme heat waves. The forest fire, which was generated by extreme heat and drought in the Mediterranean. In Portugal, for instance, they had 64 associated casualties due to a very extreme forest fire. That was 3 times the long-term average. Similarly, in the United States, in Canada, the forest fire was very active, with more than 50% in Canada compared to long-term average.
Said was 14.83.